Shred Lords, what's good, my boys? My guys, my guys, my guys. How the heck we doing, y'all? How the heck we doing? I hope y'all ain't scared, man. I hope y'all ain't scared. The market is just the markets. It's just the markets. You know what I'm saying? It's just the markets. We about to bounce back like we about to bounce back like it's nothing. But nah, man, we leverage these downturns. These is good investment opportunities. These is good investment opportunities. Let me get set up real quick, chat. Let me get y'all right and get set up real quick, man. Let's get the boys. Let's get ready for the boys and girls. Let's see. Let me get some water and let's get this joint started.
Te quiero decir, te elijo a ti, si me dan a elegir, te elijo a ti, para poder vivir, te elijo a ti, es lo que me hace sentir, te elijo a ti. Lo que siento es tan fuerte, imposible no elegirte, ahora que estás aquí.
Shred Lords, what's good? There we go, that's the proper lighting. That's the proper lighting. My Shred Lords. Now we got a big dilemma here. I got a meeting at like 8:30. So I gotta figure out. I wonder if this guy will be open to having a meeting on stream. He's in South Korea. He's the founder of a tech company that does AI-enabled surveying and all this fancy jazz. How's my Shred Lords doing? My guys, my guys, my guys. How the heck we doing? What is in the mix? Shred Lords. Hello, Mr. Edwin. How the heck you doing, my guy? How the heck you doing? How's our favorite deal going, huh? How is our favorite deal going? My guy Richard's in the mix. What's up, Top Dog Shred Lord? Welcome back. You have a new picture? Did you update your profile pic? Looks cool. You out here being a cool guy up in here, man. Hey, you gotta warn us before you start hitting us with that fire. You gotta warn us before you start hitting us with that fire. You know what I'm saying? My man. That guy Richard out here coming with the smoothness, huh? Let me see. What happened to my joints? I had my special effects ready. What happened to my special effects, man? What the heck? Where's my sounds? I used to have some sounds back in the day. Nah, we don't want those. We don't want those sounds. We don't want those sounds. What a sound. What's your sound? It would have been cool though, right? If we could have it have to show a little gold. Everybody's scared because of the marks. I love that, man. I love that. Yo, we ain't scared of nothing. We ain't scared of nothing. Some folks low-key really be freaking out. Some folks really be freaking out. You know what I'm saying? How are the markets doing? Because everybody out here just selling fear. Everybody's out here selling fear. They're professional. They're professional fear dealers. You know what I'm saying? They're professional fear dealers. I ain't worried about nothing. But what I will say though, I ain't gonna hold you up. What I will say though, if I own this asset, I'm gonna get a little nervous. What I will say though, chat, some of y'all should have been listening to Warren Buffett. All right, because as you can see, Bitcoin was down like 13% in a day, and it's all the way back to $61,000, I guess, per coin. I don't know about you, but Bitcoin is chalked. Crypto is chalked. All right, let's look at the overall chart. All right. There was all this hype happening in the world, y'all. There was all this hype happening around Bitcoin, this, crypto, that, decentralized this, decentralized that. Y'all needed to buy some index funds. Y'all sitting here rocking with Bitcoin. This joint is down 34%. It fell 15% in one day. How you gonna be the foundation of the future of finance? You can't even keep it stable, Trent. What's happening here? Granted, it's still crushed it over the last 5 years, but you don't want to compare that to any AI stocks because you'll be feeling bad. You're getting your feelings. Anyway, I don't know. Chat, are you guys buyers or sellers of Bitcoin? This could be a great opportunity or a terrible opportunity. It's in the eye of the beholder. I will say that. But what does Kitty Finance do? I don't own any Bitcoin. I just buy index funds. Debbie's in the chat for index funds, y'all. Debbie's in the chat for index funds. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat for them index funds for them boys, all right? For them boys. Hey, Dub, what's up, Top Guy? How we doing? Falar, and how the heck we doing, Shred Lord? How the heck you doing? How the heck you doing? Hey, Falar, me and you think alike. Me and you think alike. Oh, what happened to Ethereum? You know, funny enough, my dumb butt actually owns some Ethereum. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Oh my gosh. I'm probably losing so much money. But I only owned like one. Oh my gosh, it's down 15% in the last 5 days. Oh, 41% in the last month. I did screw up and I bought Ethereum back in like 2021. Yeah. Let's just say I'm not the greatest crypto investor of all time. That's why I stick to index funds. What do you say, Chad? What do you say? It was an experiment. Was I banking the house on it? Heck no. Am I proud of my actions? Not at all. But what I will say, though, is I learned my lesson. I haven't put anything in since. I ain't buying no dips, Chad. Not at all. Not here. Not around here. Chat Capital going towards cash flowing businesses. That's what it's doing, y'all. Chat Capital going to cash flowing businesses. I don't know what y'all talking about, chat. I don't know what y'all talking about. Anyway, Top Dog and Shed Lord, y'all doing good, man? Y'all doing good? You looking good? You feeling good? You looking good? You feeling good, Shred Lords? Catch me up on. Hey, don't be scared. Chat, don't be scared about all this fear, man. They get paid for this. Every time you click, they get paid for this. They get paid for this fear, you know what I'm saying? We keep rocking and dancing. We keep rocking and dancing. Let me show y'all something. You can be as scared as you want. You can be as scared as you want. 3% this, 3% that. People still gonna shop at AutoZone. We invest in the long haul, twins. We ain't worried about nothing. What's a little 3% to a 50,000% bagger? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dub, Korea, huh? We need to discuss why EWI, but pass on KORU. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do a little quick little deep dives into some of these names. Oh, I wasn't saying we need to pitch Korean stocks. It's not obligatory. I was letting you guys know that if it is an earlier stream than normal, it's because I have this this meeting with this founder at 8:30 Pacific time. It's like so hard trying to schedule time to connect with people that are in Asia. It's wild. Y'all had a W day? I see a lot of W days in the chat though. I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all had a wonderful day. I'm hoping y'all feeling happy, healthy, wealthy, and just vibing. You're watching Korea? I like the whole setup in Korea. I'm a big fan of not just the K-dramas, but the K-markets. Ooh! That's so good. Y'all out there watching K-dramas. I'm out here watching K-markets. That's so good. Y'all weren't hearing me. Listen up. I just cracked the biggest joke of all time. What we got? Ooh. Well, maybe not this one. Y'all out here watching K-dramas. I'm watching K-markets. All right? We're looking at South Korea has one of the most impressive middle-class economies. A lot of stuff is booming over there, and things are just going crazy. And you literally have the Amazon of Korea, Coupang, down 30% in a day. Why are they hating on this business so bad? They really think the Amazon of Korea ain't gonna nut up and make some moves. Well, y'all focused on AI. There is some deep value plays to be had. I'm not recommending this. I'm just saying, swim with a fish all. Swim with a fish all. Make smart money move. Hey, Chat Capital, we voting on this. I'm gonna pitch this probably this weekend. We voting on this, chat. We voting on this soon. This could be a bagger. Are they profitable? Yeah, but like slim margins. Slim margins. Slim margins. Oh, Edwin, what happened? The deal lost some steam for that trash bin cleaning business? Why? Wait, you also told me something else about it. You also told me the deal list steam. The deal lost steam. He never sent P&L. My truck broke down for the business. Oh, dang. We should be looking at some auto repair shops. Low key. That's it. I thought about that. Like that's another for your city. That's one thing you can take a look at. But hope your car gets fixed, man. Hope your car gets fixed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hope it and the key is the deal's not dead. Guys, the deal is not dead. All right? Don't lose hope, Edwin. All because keep in mind they have whole lives that they have to run. They probably still have this business and customers they got to take care of. And then they just met this new guy, Edwin the Shred Lord, that just so happens to have this institutional grade diligence request list and ask for P&Ls. And he might have to export it from QuickBooks or like clean it up. Not like a bad clean up the numbers, more just like actually make it investor ready. Because he might have intent. He might be trying to hire a CFA to help him out with that. Like, just give it time. Let me tell you this. For this business that we're trying to lock in on, it has literally been almost 9 months. You know how long it took me to get a P&L? From like a large multi-million-dollar top-line business? It took a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's almost going, yeah, y'all out here being like, oh my God, I can go find a cash flow in business on Biz Buy Sell. Own it by Saturday morning. Praise the Lord by Sunday. Nope. I mean, you can't praise the Lord on Sunday, but you ain't gonna have a cash flow deal by then. You know what I'm saying? Rich Topic, what's up, Top Dog? How you doing, man? Rich, how you doing, dog? Catch me up, man. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I have a feeling you've been locked in. I have a feeling you've been locked in, heads down, grinding, building, but you're still showing up. And I appreciate that, my dog. I appreciate that. Yeah, fell all right, 9 months, dude. 9 months. Essentially giving birth to a cash flowing business in the portfolio. You know? Girls will come up to me and they're like, you don't understand what it's like to carry something for 9 months. I'm like, you're right. I don't. But I do know how to quarterback and drag a deal, aka like a dead body for 9 months. All right? You know how to give birth for 9 months. I know how to drag literally a cemetery of dead deals for 9 months until it comes back alive. That was a terrible analogy. I thought about it on the fly. No judging. Wait, so it's the truck that you use personally? Do you use it for your other stuff? Like your main stuff? Edwin? Edwin's thinking about if you should get a better get a new truck. All that's CapEx, bro. All that is CapEx. Well, first and foremost, hopefully I'm not your tax advisor, guys. But hopefully all this stuff that you have is like structured appropriately, right? Because like if you have this chart is just absolutely insane. 65%. Let me get it off of the screen. It's giving me this. It makes me want to buy it right now. But also, guys, I think tomorrow we're going dumpster diving on software. There's a lot of software stocks that are like absolutely puking the bed that we can go crazy on. All right. But here's what I would say. Hopefully your business entities are structured and set up in a way that allows for you to leverage it as a tax write-off, right? That'll be super important. So hopefully you can leverage getting another truck as a tax write-off, whether it's the lease or the purchase. Since it's like a second truck that's not really that necessary for your day-to-day, I always think about like repairing it is always like maybe if it's unrepairable, then keep it pushing, explore what it could be like for a lease or a purchase. But I wouldn't go out and pay another $65,000 on a brand new truck. And turns out that it's like the business doesn't do as well. And the business is just like, you don't have enough, like go through the first 12 months with the business, like bare bones, thugging it out ramen style to see like if you can like enjoy it and cash flow it before you start making all these incremental investments. Cause then you don't want to be digging yourself further in the hole with a business purchase and a car purchase. And you just like sitting on all that stuff and all the cash flow you're getting gets paying down the car note and all that jazz. And it's just a little tricky. It's just a little tricky. Because also like you can probably repair your existing truck to make it good enough to do what's needed for the jobs on this type of business. Like you're not doing nationwide freight. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just going from you're just pulling out to a neighborhood, door to door, washing things, So it's not. I don't think there's crazy as much mileage you're gonna be putting on that vehicle as you think you would. So, but if you were thinking about buying, explore used or the government bidding website, or maybe a lease if you want to have it for like the long term. You know what I'm saying? What is happening in the world? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I have to see how the truck turns out if it's good. Yeah. Wishing you luck though, man. Wishing you luck though on this on the whole truck situation. That's how I would play it. Like it's cool. It's cool to like it's really cool to just like have all these, first of all, let's put it all into a business entity. All this stuff is tax deductible. That's gonna be really important because y'all about to be making, hey guys, y'all about to be making so much money. You know what I'm saying? So much bread. And low key, like not everyone tells you about this, but it's like the US tax code is specifically designed to have incredible benefits for business owners. Low key. I'm not a tax advisor. This is just my observation from walking across the earth. walking across Earth as a smart money shred lord. But it is designed to have some pretty compelling benefits towards business owners that are investing in business eligible expenses, equipment, machinery, team, etc. You know what I'm saying? So it's worth exploring that. It's worth exploring that. Okay, so I want to talk about the what was it? Claude bot. People buying Apple MacBook Minis. Y'all heard about this? Where's my AI shred lords? Or should we do this tomorrow? I don't know. I want to learn about it now. Clawbot, that's what it's called. Clawbot. Yeah, I want to get smarter on Clawbot. Can someone teach me about Clawbots? They can now hire humans? That's crazy work. You heard about this? Oh, turbocharged Thursdays. What's up, top dude? What's up, top dude? What the heck? Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. Is this the right one?
Our bookstore is like a portal.
It's neo-Victorian. It's
What are you talking about?
And
What was I
we
saying? I went to a
wanted our
bookstore,
Wix
chat.
website to be too.
Wanted to wait a bit before making a video on.
All right. So we got some markets to talk about. We got all types of things to talk about, y'all. We got all types of things to talk about. How the heck we doing, Shred Lords? We're about to dive into these claw bots real quick because I'm about to find a way to make some money on this. But we got some AI stuff I want to talk about. Y'all know Amazon printed today, after hours, and the streets ain't happy. The streets ain't happy. The streets ain't happy. All right. And then, what are we doing? There we go. Garrett, how you doing, man? How's your day, bro? Is there any other big, there's like a few big market things we gotta learn about real quick. There's like a few really big ones. I don't think we're gonna be able to master the Clawbot, but I think we just get super quick and up to speed on it. I was trading in my sleep today. Hope you're doing it strategically, man. And you're playing it very careful. It's very choppy waters out there this week. I want to do a Coupang pitch, but maybe this weekend we'll do a Coupang deep dive. I gotta talk to my people. Actually, when I hop on the line, Desperado. Hey, that's what I am. All right. Hey, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, y'all. What y'all know about Desperado? Y'all ain't never. Hold on. First and foremost, you trying to tell me that I don't remind y'all of this guy? My hair is getting long like that too. You're trying to tell me I don't give y'all this type of energy, but add a finance twist to it. I certainly 99% accuracy give this kind of energy, chat. That's 100% me. And you see the shorty next to him? Absolutely. You get half a cousin? Let's go. This movie was so dang good. This movie was so dang good, y'all. The guy was a beast. The guy was a beast. All right, chat capital. We gotta lock in. We gotta lock in, okay? There's so much happening in the freaking world, all right? So chat capital. We gotta quickly take a look at some of the new ideas that folks are talking about, all right? A-Dub has a few of them. And there's preliminary ideas, preliminary looks at some of these ideas. We gotta, take a look at our ideas. I think we already did our Roll fall, roll. Yeah, my fault. Hey, that's my fault, man. We just be having too many vibes out here. We just be catching too many vibes. Chat Capital, we just full of vibes. You know what I'm saying? I want to dive as much as I can into Coupang, but I don't think it's the right time to do that. I think there's still a little bit more, topsy-turvy happening. Bitcoin, I had it on the list. We can do a little crypto segment, but it's just educational purposes. Nowhere ever on the stream will I ever recommend buying the dip or buying crypto. There's just fight me on it. I don't believe in it. I think it's literally, I don't know. And then we got Amazon earnings. Okay, Amazon earnings. That is the spookiest part. Long short of it is pretty much Amazon missed their earnings per share targets. They're spending a lot on CapEx, and the question is tech losing steam? Is tech too focused on CapEx, AI deployments, and less on actually generating revenue and profitability? And like I said, y'all, once the hyperscalers start disproving their thesis of the value prop and the ROI of all this, the stuff just starts to tumble. They start to slowly reduce their CapEx spend. And once they slowly reduce their CapEx spend, all of the supply chain partners that increase their capacity to build out to meet that demand turns out to be like, oh no, we're overbuilding. And then we got way too much inventory, way too much capacity and space. No one's going to be able to sell all this stuff. And next thing you know, they're going to be filling potholes with freaking memory sticks. All right? Because there's too many of them. We're being mindful of the ecosystem here, chat. Now, but this is really cool here. I don't know if anybody has a good resource or an article or a video on the Clawbot situation. That would be really cool to see. Like, I'm trying my best to figure out what this means, but essentially, folks are literally buying MacBook Minis, downloading Clawbot on it, giving all of it its information, and leaving it on 24/7. And it's like its own like thing. That's the worst way of describing it. But I saw a TikTok on it last night and I was like, this is a legit real Clawbot. And I'm like, what the heck? This is like an actual little AI personalized system. But let's start with some ideas. Someone put some things. Oh, we got MSTR. Ada, put the ones that you said back in the chat. Let me check out the ones you said in the chat. You're eyeing the dip on Bitcoin because they're gonna multiply my returns on price reversal using MST. Bro, are you actually one of them micro strategy shred lords? Come on, Garrett. Come on, Garrett. This stock is such a bad stock. I'm gonna. This is such a crappy business, bro. This is Garrett. Don't tell me you buying this. This is such a bad business. This company does nothing but buy Bitcoin using cash that it raises on its balance sheet. It's the levered bet on Bitcoin. And they actually have an operating CEO and they have real investors out here letting this person do all this. This is crazy work. This is oh gosh. Not everybody that has a public company is smart, y'all. I'll go out there and say it on record. I think this is a dumb business. It had a lot of press. It had a lot of news back in 2024 and 2025. And as you can see, once the retail hype kicks in and fundamentals start to actually prevail, you start to realize that, oh my goodness, this is absolute degen territory. L's in the chat for MicroStrategy. We are not pitching this for Chat Capital. I'll tell you that for sure. This is not a Chat Capital asset. But this could be one of those like strategic trades though that, if you see certain momentum or swings in the chat, or not chat, if you see like some swings in the underlying asset, then you got to play it strategically, right? But Garrett, come on, dude. Garrett, how you going, bro? Garrett, how you gonna be pitching me some stocks we got on our watch list? All right, you hitting us with some fire. All right, some of these are your names. I know you put MTRN on here, and then what else you put on here? You put some other stuff on here too. You out here giving us flagship blue chip names, And then you gonna tell me in your personal time you out here dancing with the cryptos. You dancing with these. I'm teasing. I'm not. I'm teasing. You know what's so cool? What's actually really funny? This just shows how like silly some people are. I got some friends that like worked years in like banking, private equity, like they're really good value oriented thinkers, and they had so much conviction in MicroStrategy. They had so much conviction in MicroStrategy, and they were hip to like all the other businesses launching a what were they launching? It's called like a treasury play, right? Like a Bitcoin treasury play, where they like raise money just to buy Bitcoin. And I was like, y'all ain't lost in the sauce? Ain't no way. This looks absolutely crazy, you know? Yeah, it's definitely not a chat cat move. Definitely not a chat cat move. Hey, Boogie, what up, Twinster? How the heck you doing, Top Dog Shred Lord? How you doing, man? Hopefully you're staying smooth and staying warm out here, because we got ourselves a winter pushing through the markets, my guy. Check your portfolio, and check on your friends in the public markets, all right? Hope you're doing well, A-Books. Let's make some money. Hey, man, that's all we here doing every day. Long-term moves. Long-term moves. Hey, Boogie, this is what I told him. I was like, everybody worried about what's happening, you know? The swings here, aftermarket hours here, earning miss here's. I told them, if you just buy yourself a blue chip name that ain't going nowhere, what's 3% to a 50,000 bagger? You know what I'm saying? People out here investing for 2 days. I'm investing for 30 years. Everybody eats, B. Everybody eats. You know what's funny? That's how I gave Boogie that name. From I don't think he's ever seen it. You know what's crazy? Boogie, you out here adopted this whole persona. You ain't even watched the movie. That's crazy work. Like, that's crazy work. Not this guy. Right here. That's Boogie. It's Boogie. Lock in, Kenny. All right. Anyway, chat. So, we are going to first talk about a few names that A-Dub has. We're going to do little quick looks. I want to check out. I want to rock. Why buy, boom, and pass on MSCI Koru? Let's see what they are. EWY. I think we looked at this before, right? Oh, iShares MSCI South Korea. Ooh, HD. Is that Home Depot? HD. Sounds like Home Depot, right? Right? Yeah. Ooh, hold on. Ooh. Edwin, my guy. You might be on to something. The only thing I would say is that while it is a sleepy name and it's down a lot, the question that you got to start asking is like, there was like a retail build out mega boom. Like there was like a slow commercial expansion strategy with Home Depot and just expanding retail footprint to get into like the most strategic corners of neighborhoods and streets across America. But the question now is like, are they still building Home Depots? That I don't know. It does make sense though, right? Same with like the Walmarts, you know? It's the exact same story. You know, they absolutely crushed it with like consumer discretionary spend, build outs. But Walmart at least has like the pivot to do e-commerce sales. I don't think Home Depot does e-commerce. Can I buy something on Home Depot? Y'all need something from Home Depot? It's like we all lived in the same house. Hey, y'all need something from Home Depot real quick? I'm about to go get me a shovel. Y'all need something? Wait, I guess I can. Wait, hold on. I guess I can. I want a shovel. Let me give me a shovel. Oh, sick. Wait, that was actually so cool. I need a snow shovel. I want to go make it. Oh, I need a snow shovel. I want to make some money. I want to make some money in a cash flowing business. I need two for me and my partner. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can ship it to the store or deliver it to your house. With this shovel right here, people like, people literally like, oh my goodness, it's gonna take me a minute to go and it's gonna take me a minute to. I need $100 million to start a business. People always be like, I need $100 million to start a business. I need this AI bot to be working. I need all these integrations, API. I need a shovel. I literally need a shovel and some gloves. And I'll come back after a weekend with about $2,000. And I'm going to put that into the markets. And I'm going to rinse and repeat every weekend, tackling a new neighborhood. And then I'm going to buy me a phone. I'm going to make content out of everything that I'm doing. Blasting out all over the internet, all over the web, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, right? Put it on YouTube, all organic reach, with the call to action to send everybody to my webpage where they can book my snow removal services. And I'm going to do what? I'm not about to do one-off sales. I'm about to have recurring revenue. I'm saying, hey, you want me to come every single week? Cost $200 a month. Take it or leave it, right? I don't need all this fancy stuff to get started. I'm a smart money shred lord. I need a shovel for $45 and I'm going to come back with $2,000 a weekend. Ain't that right, Jack? Ain't no excuses out here in Jack Capital, I'll tell you that. Ain't no excuses. What y'all playing? Ain't no excuses. What else y'all need? I'm about to start buying y'all shovels for Christmas. That's what y'all need. I'm about to start buying y'all shovels. You know what else y'all need? Hold on. This is what Edwin need. Let me get you this. Edwin, you don't need a truck. You just need a power washer. Ooh, wait, this is cool. What's the difference? Electric and gas pressure. I wonder if one's better. It's the strength. It's the strength. The commercial grade joints. Yeah, we need that commercial joint. Mm-hmm. Because we trying, oh, okay. So maybe after maybe 6 months of my brick and mortar shoveling with my snow shovel, I can then level it up and get me a commercial grade power washer. And I got my commercial grade power washer. I can circle back to all my clients in my CRM because I got an email list. All right. I'm sending them a newsletter, giving them actual tangible tips on how to take care and maintain their homes, how to prepare their homes in landscaping for the winter, or how to get, their flowers and all that. You know what I mean? I guess I just got to think through that. You know what I'm saying? Because then I got this list. I'll be putting y'all on game. That's crazy work. If y'all all ain't millionaires in like 10 years, your fault, not mine. Your fault, not mine. This is probably good right here. This is probably good. Mm-hmm. I can do some damage with this. No joke. I just thought about this. I think this is a W parenting idea. Like, I think what I'm going to do, if I got kids and I want to help them in the art of the shred lord, I'm probably going to get them little things like this and have them learn. I'm going to let them enjoy their use. But when they get into like high school and all that, and they're trying to get weekend money and boom, boom, I'm not giving them money just for money. All right? Especially if the grades ain't right. If my kids ain't got a 4.0, they can't ask for a single dime from me. But it's probably going to be something like if they want like some spending money, I'm just going to give them the infrastructure and the equipment of how to operate and run some of these businesses. Because then if like you're like a high schooler and you got the equipment and you go door to door, you know how much skill that you develop out of that? Your goal isn't to become a millionaire. Your goal is to develop your communication skills, your art of pitching your services, your art of communicating with people and accepting rejections and still being okay with it. So like the art of sales. And then it's like actual hard work if you're going out and doing the work yourself. That would be so cool. And then they get to earn a little bit of cash. And then you just train them on the art of like cash management, accounting, taxes, reinvesting, the performance of compounding. Yeah. My nephew don't know it yet, but when he turns 16, I'm buying him a big old pressure washer and giving him a sales playbook and opening him a bank account using Relay, which is one of our sponsors on our videos. W Relay. Okay. But Home Depot Home Depot is a bagger. I actually want to add that to our watch list. I actually want to add that to our watch list. HD. All right. I need to update this to showcase what the year-to-date returns are. Is Relay a sponsor? Yes, they are. They sponsored one of our businesses you can buy under $50,000, or one of those. Like one of the latest listicles we made, Relay was a sponsor. So W Relay. There's a link for you guys in the video. When you watch it, you get like some discounts and stuff. So all the sponsors I work with, I told them you got to give me something for the Shred Lords. They got Everybody Eats. I don't know if they're a Canadian company. What's Relay? They might be. This company. They Canadian? If so, I rock with them. I rock with them. Lean with it, rock with it. Okay. Since Edwin would already be dealing with chemicals for cleaning bins, couldn't he do pest control as well? File the paperwork for both chemicals at the same time? I don't know the regular process stuff. Yeah, that would be good though. You could do that. Pest control. But you got to have like separate licenses. It's not just about having the equipment, but it's also having and the resources by having the license, I think. Because the pest control thing, I think it's like you got to protect yourself and have the liability insurance as well. But for pest control, you got to have the license to protect against like infestations and outbreaks, and cities don't play with that. So you just got to be legit. Yeah. Had a fire ant bite my eyelid yesterday in my sleep. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm dealing with in Florida. You know what? I'm working remote. I ain't have to deal with no fire ants in California. Garrett, I don't want that. Oh, yeah. Garrett said those are the ones I'm sharing with Persian. Hey, any niche is our niche, Garrett. Any niche is our niche, bro. We're focused on all these, man. We're focused on all these in our niche. All right, but A-Dub, let me get back to you. I keep getting distracted. So, A-Dub has a few names that he wants to talk about on our roll call and ideas list. And also, W, you guys for showing up to the stream. The EWY index. Why buy EWY and passed on the MSCI KORU? Let's see what that is. KORU. So why buy the underlying index and pass on the 3x shares? Wow. 675% in the last year. It's an aggressive bet. Year to date, it's up 60%. In the last day. I mean, look, you could do that. It is very dangerous. Let me repeat. A-Dub, it is very dangerous. The issue with, I don't even know if I'm allowed to buy this. Can I even buy this? What is Niciarca? The issue with 3x, 2x levered bets is, how do I describe it? Let's use Gemini to like describe it better. But there is levered index fund decay when you hold for a long period of time because, and if you guys know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat, a long period of time because of the volatility. So over the long term, the returns actually converge between the underlying asset and the levered ETF, correct? Help me understand this concept more simply. That's like the premise of what I'm trying to say. Oh, it's a misconception. The constant leverage trap. So most leverage ETFs reset their leverage daily. This means that they aim for 3x the daily return, not the 3x the long term. Because of the daily reset, the math compounding works against you in a sideways or volatile market. This is known as the volatility decay. The back to even math. So imagine an index starts at 100. The index drops 10%. The index is now $90. A 3x drops 30%. So now it's $70. Day 2, the index rises 11, which brings it exactly back to 100. Right? So the fundamental one rises back to 100, but the 3x rises 33.3%. And 70 plus the 33% is 93. So the underlying asset is back to a 0 P&L, but your levered ETF is down 7%. And that's the decay. That's what I was gonna say. This is wrong. I was wrong on the converging. It doesn't eventually converge, right? It makes sense on that. But the returns do get kind of like tricky if you like hold it too much over the long term, or if there's like too much volatility. And this one's okay because there's not as much volatility. I think it's okay because there's not as much volatility though. This is like, look, there's a lot of work we got to do from a macro perspective to like really want to dive into South Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to like truly understand what's happening on the ground. Like this guy, when I'm speaking to in an hour, I'm going to ask him about, I don't think he wants to. I'll text him. I'll ask him, but I don't think he wants to be on stream. Because we're going to be asking about like, because he's also raising capital. And I'm going to see what's the minimum check for the hold co. Does that make sense, Shred Lords? On the volatility decay. So, why buy EWI and pass on Koro? It's just a matter of risk appetite. It's really just a matter of risk appetite. So for 1 year, this one's up 100%. Over 1 year, this one is up 670%. But the thing though is like, how long is it gonna take to see the returns materialize in the Korean market, right? Like, what's my thesis? I don't know exactly what the pinpointed thesis is for South Korea in the next like 6 months. Like, I don't think there's anything from like an election perspective. I don't know if there's anything from like a government passing regulation to enable certain economic boost perspective. I know for some reason there's like really good activity happening in the Korean market, as you can see by this, right? Like economic fundamentals likely are pretty solid. When you look at this showcases that maybe a certain sector isn't doing as well. Maybe e-commerce, technology. So that could be a play, but I think there might be other segments in the South Korean economy that are doing well. Let's look this up. Top sectors in South Korea. Okay. Semiconductors, automobiles, shipbuilding, and electronics. Okay. So fundamentally, the large chunk, like here's the other thing too. Like AW, you got to keep in mind that like you got to ask yourself, why pay yourself for? You got to ask yourself, right? Always ask, what's the bet? You know, you got to ask, what's the bet? Like, is the bet on a country? Or is the bet on a sector? Or is the bet on a megatrend? This is just the result of the very ambitious conviction on the underlying bet. If I were to, and it's also like, what are you getting paid for that bet? When I say what are you getting paid for that bet, that's just like, what's the return you expect to return? Like, what are you getting paid for that risk, that bet? Here's the bet for the South Korea. The bet for South Korea is they have a pretty strong lock on semi and especially memory production. You with me? So they have a lock on semi and memory production. There is also the mega trend of AI demand and build out. So therefore, a large chunk of the growth fundamentally for the South Korean ETF has largely been attributed to the assets in their underlying portfolio that focuses on memory, semis, and as you can see, those underlying businesses increased like those underlying businesses, like at the operating business level, they grew 300, 500, and if you're freaking SNDK, 1500%. So crazy growth, right? So are you truly buying a South Korean economy ETF, or has the mix shifted in terms of its composition to really just be a disguised AI semi bet? And if you're buying the 3x bull shares, you're buying a 3x levered bet on the semi production, memory production ecosystem in South Korea. So if you're going to take that risk, why take that risk and only be paid 600%? Where you could buy the underlying business and you're getting paid 150% or 1500% for SNDK or something else right there, right? SK Hynix. What's SK Hynix? That's their other one. That's the big South Korean one. I don't know what they did over the last year, but 300%. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, like, why do this then this? You know what I'm saying? But then also, the big risk with this one is just the AI boom is over with. The big risk with the levered ETF is that there's a bunch of volatility and there's a bunch of exposure into scary things happening in other sectors in that portfolio. Like if it just so happens that like something big politically happens in South Korea, the 3x leveraged South Korean ETF is going to take a dip just off of the noise. But the operating memory businesses, they're still going to do the same. So you're overexposed to more things going wrong because of what else is in that portfolio. You get what I'm saying? So, but what I will say though is if the South Korean economy just wasn't over indexed into semis right now, then I would really look at it. Like if I and it's not just because of my K dramas, y'all. All right, we look at K markets. I'm very much bullish on that middle class in South Korea. A lot of Asian countries. I'm very bullish on a lot of Asian countries' middle class, especially the Philippines, especially Vietnam. Don't even get me started on India, South Asia. Like India's middle class is just like people are sleeping on India. India is insane right now. If I had all the capital in the world, I'd be buying up so many boring businesses in India. Right? So like that's the type of thesis where like you have that kind of conviction, buy the levered ETF. But just like make sure you don't hold it for too long because you'll get the volatility decay. Right? But if this South Korean index fund is pretty much literally just AI, just buy the AI. It's better to diligence and underwrite that asset. You know? Your circle of competence becomes more refined if you just buy the operating business than being overexposed into like 50 different sectors and 49 of them turns out to have like some weird stuff going on, either like macro or government or some operating thing. So you just gotta be careful with that, especially the 3x lever bet of it. So it's just about like peeling back the onion. Like what's happening deeper and 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 deeper. Oh, South Korean value up legislation. What's that? We're gonna look at the SCI. Garrett, why is it boring? What does it do? Value up. What's this? Well, Korea's value up program, based on the previous value, primarily. Oh, okay. Primarily refers to the corporate value up program South Korea announced in early 2024 to combat chronic undervaluation of Korean listed companies. To encourage listed companies to improve their market value relative to earnings, aiming to boost shareholder value. Voluntary disclosures. Companies are encouraged to create and disclose plans for enhancing corporate value. Incentive. The company will offer tax incentives and rewards that show outstanding disclosure practices and value improvements. This seems, you know what? This is a cop out for like crappy businesses to put a disclosure that says we're going to unlock value, but we're burning money. You know, this is funny. It's like we suck, but we're going to unlock value. I'm not gonna say all companies are gonna do that. You know. The other thing too, though, the South Korean market is like it's a bunch of degens out here trading the South Korean market. So I gotta be careful, y'all. You gotta be careful. There's not a lot of institutional dollars in Korea yet. I think it's still mostly retail. Retail, I ain't got no offense to retail, but y'all ain't the smartest out there. We're not retail though. I'm talking about the other retail viewers. We're institutional. We're freaking smart. We're freaking smart, y'all. Dang right, we're freaking smart. Anyway, okay. What is another boring business? We got SCI. I love these. Keep these boring businesses coming, y'all. What does this one do? SCI. SCI, a family company. Services Corporation International. Crazy volatility year to date, 10%. Let's see what they do. What is this name? How do you pronounce this? BI Asset Management. What? BI Asset Management. Fondsmeglerselskab. Fondsmeglerselskab. Wait. Fondsmeglerselskab. All right. So, this business is a provider of funeral goods and services, as well as cemetery property and cremation services. This is a incredible private business. These are incredible private business. I think the biggest thing focused there is you're running out of space, and you can only do so much pricing, and the revenue mix between cremations and burials is you get virtually like a tenth the price for cremations versus burials. We're running out of burial space, so you're gonna see a re-rating in a lot of these businesses fundamentally. But there's also a huge labor problem. Like a lot of these things have unions as their workforce, so the margins could be very tight on this. Yeah, see only 11% margins for a service business. But let's dive into this. Let's dive into this, shall we? Let's dive. It's American based, right? I think so. It's American based. Events and webcasts, investor news. Give us a presentation. You got a presentation for us? What you got for us? Let's see the annual meeting slides. Let's see the slides. Oh, it's March. Annual report. Let's see what happened in 2024. Also, guys, there are a lot of thank you for sharing this, Garrett, by the way. There is a lot of businesses that are private that you can buy that are funeral service. Let's look this up. Biz, buy, sell. Right? I'm gonna find one for you. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Whoever smashes that like button first, you get it first. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Funeral services. If you want this listing, say I, say me, in the chat, and I'll give it to you. I give it to you. If not, you're not getting it. If not, you're not getting it. I'm gonna find the best one for you though. Oh wait, pet crematorium. Pet crematorium. Wait, hold on. Dignified pet funeral service. This could be good. I'm pasting in the Discord, y'all. I'm pasting in the Discord because I realize YouTube doesn't like when I paste the external links in our YouTube chat. We just out here learning the content game. Y'all out here be so funny with these Discord chats. All right, I'm gonna post. Well done, everyone in here. Oh, someone's asked about my mental. Let's see. Okay. Businesses from stream. I think you guys are all in Discord. I think we got the core folks here. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a race to whoever gets it first. All right, so it's gonna be that one. Then I like it because the only issue is like I think it's a one-person business. Like, why is it selling for such a low multiple? But the revenue is like huge revenue on this. You're selling for 1 times multiple. That's pretty enticing. Steven TTV, how we doing, champ? Thank you for following us on Twitch. I appreciate you, Shred Lord. I appreciate you. Hope you're having an incredible, immaculate evening, top dog. All right. Steven, if you want this business out here, go on the Discord. Go on the Discord. All right. Pet cremation. They're selling the same business 3 times. Or wait. Okay, never mind. I think it's a scam. Is it? Why is it 3 different ones with the same description in 3 different states? Yeah, right? Whoa. 3 different ones, same description, 3 different states. That smells like a scam. All right. Profitable turnkey pet funeral home cremation in Oakland, Michigan. Wait, this is in Michigan, Oakland County. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, this is literally somebody's house. Wait, what? Whoa. What the heck? So the pet dies, they cremate them, and they invite them over into this office, and they play a slideshow. That's such an easy business. RIP to the pets, but such like an easy business. I don't know. This is kind of spooky. Okay, so yeah, there's that one. There's so many weird businesses out there. Talking about niche. This is as niche as it gets, y'all. Then we also got not this one. Yeah, that one's the scam. Be careful of these. When you see things without a picture and it's the same title in 3 different states, be careful with that. It likely isn't a scam. It's likely just like a banker that only covers funeral services and it's rinse and repeat in the same listing. So that is everything about it just screams either something's off about that business or the bankers are inadequate. You don't want to work with an inadequate banker. Established cemetery. This one's okay. 1.5 times. Yeah, you're buying yourself a job. You're gonna be the only full-time person, and then you have like an intern helping you. Where's this based though? This is in Montrose, Colorado. 66% margins, 7.5 acres of developed cemetery grounds. You get lucky. The land is valued pretty well too. Is the land included in the sale though? I don't know. You might have to increase the purchase price by the land. Family business liquidation and relocation. Bet. Add that to the Discord. All right. Add that to the Discord. We're gonna add what's another one? This Louisiana one is trading literally for like 13, 14 times. Funeral home services in Kentucky. It does human and pet. It's been around since 1962. I think we might have found a good deal, yo. I think I might have found a banger deal. Funeral home service. It does cremation and pet cremation services. All right. It's selling for around 4 times. It's been around since 1962. 60 years of operations. It's got high margins. The margins is in like the 20%-ish margin profile. They're selling because of retirement. There's a team.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
I think this could be a banger. What y'all think? You think this is a good one? What do y'all think, chat? Chat, I think this might be a good deal. I think we find ourselves a banker. Going all the way to Louisville, Kentucky, a funeral home service business that also does funeral services and cremations for pets. Almost $500,000 purchase price. You're buying it for a 4 times multiple. The business is doing around 20%-ish margins, and it's been around for 60 years, and there's a team. It likely has a very, very, very good brand and reputation in the local community. The margin profile is the EBITDA divided by the revenue, and that's just like 100,000 divided by 400,000. So it's about like 25% margins. I kind of like this. Chat, what do y'all think? Vote in the chat. Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's hear. I'm putting the poll. Put in the poll. Funeral home service biz. Buy or pass? Chat. We buying or passing on this one, huh? We buying or passing on this one? First T, what's up, legend? How the heck you doing, Shredlord? Hope you're having literally an immaculate evening, my guy. What y'all doing? Y'all buying a funeral home service biz or what? Shredlords, what we doing? Because this one out here making money, twin. This one out here making money. People finna keep dying, so not a bad business. Yeah, that's facts. Unfortunate. It's really unfortunate though. Rest in peace to anybody who lost someone special to them. Prayers to you and your families. But from a business perspective, this is recession resilient. It's gonna keep happening. And it's if you do right by the people and the families, the network effects are insane. Like the thesis in the playbook is you find one that's been around for 60 to 100 years that has a DNA of empathy, right? Because in this space, you can't just be a business owner or anything. You can just like cut costs, fire people, blast social media marketing. No, this is the type of business where you need to have empathy, right? And some businesses spent 50 years building that empathy and integration into local community. That's why you're able to see expansion network effects into having more families, more friends. Because if you do it the right way, and in some of the most sensitive time periods for these families, you're able to provide a quality service. And that sticks with them literally for the rest of their lives. And everybody that attends the services, they have the exact same experience as well. So the network effects kicks off so that anyone that has to unfortunately pass away in their families, in their respective worlds, will likely use the same service. So it's about like really just having a standard of care and excellence for any of the customers that you're serving. Granted, there is rising cost for some of these like coffins and the inventory and labor, right? But you're able to pass through that cost to consumers, you know? But the business model is also changing. You're also expanding more into higher margin, but lower average selling price cremation services, right? Because you're just running naturally out of land space. I wonder what happens. Is it just like, are people about to just like, is land space literally just about to like, is the whole world about to be a graveyard, right? Like we run out of land like that? Or I wonder what happens when you run out of land. That'd be very interesting to see. I wonder what happens if you run out of land. But I think this is I like this name. Hold on, let me get back in my flow state. Let me get back in my flow state. Because we cooking up, we finding deals. So I'm putting this, okay, I'm gonna put this in the Discord, guys. Put this in the Discord. This is my, probably, I'm gonna put this one in the Oakland County one in the Discord, y'all. If you're not in Discord, yell, OMG, where the heck is the Discord? Or I'll post a link in the Discord for y'all later. I'll put it in the Business Mind channel, y'all. Bum, 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 bum. Lyrics Tube, how you doing, legend? I hope you're having an immaculate day, dude. Hope the studies are going well. Hope you're staying happy, healthy. Seeing it at Lennar Neighborhoods, built on a graveyard. Oh my goodness, developers just literally built on top of a graveyard? Bro, that's spooky. That's spooky. That is, I mean, it makes sense commercially, but that's spooky. Okay, so the whole reason why I got onto this tangent around funeral homes is because Garrett found a compelling business called SCI, and they're one of the largest providers of how do I describe what they do? Funeral home service? Yeah. Funeral goods and services to the cemetery, property, and cremation services in America. Ooh, Joshua Hunter, what the heck is up, top dog? Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, nothing's off topic. That's what we're here for. It's pitching hour. Y'all got to be giving me crazy ideas. All right, so we're going to look at SCI, and then we want to look at AW. Did you have another one? Or that was it? We're going to look at ANET. We're going to look at all these, all right? I'll give you my quick little pulse look at it. Don't be scared of the red, y'all. Hey, don't be scared of the red, all right? People be out here spooked. Let me show y'all a stock. People out here be spooked. People out here like this. Oh my gosh. What happened to this business? It's so spooky. It's so scary. Let me tell you this. Let me pause my music real quick. Guys, listen to me. Scared money don't make no money, chat. And that's a fact. Scared money don't make no money. Treat it like you going to the grocery store. If you were to go to the grocery store and find your most quality groceries just so happens to be on sale in a certain day, or you saw prices fall in a certain year-to-date chart, does that mean you're going to stop buying those quality ingredients in groceries? Not at all. You're going to buy more of it, right? Treat that like the businesses. Granted, it's up to the eye of the beholder if the business that you're looking at is actually quality. You got to do your work for that. You got to be a value-oriented investor to have conviction that that business is actually good over the long haul. But treat it just like grocery shopping. That if you have a name that you have so much conviction in, but some reason the short-term price does not reflect that conviction and it's on clearance, buy it up responsibly. All right? Y'all got to start treating investing just like going to grocery shopping, y'all. Y'all can't be scared when you see a little red on the chart. That's how we rocking that chat capital. You can't be scared. Ain't no scaredy cats out here. We all PMs. Well, no, I'm the only PM. I'm the portfolio manager, but y'all all investment analysts. But, okay, go back to CNET or ANET. All right, Garrett, real quick. If anybody, got to be the discount down. Hey, I love this. Hey, I shop at Aldi's, chat. I shop at Aldi's and Ralph's. You about to catch me at no freaking Erewhon. I'm a discount demon. But I was looking at SCI because if folks are out here looking to buy funeral home businesses and you want to get a pulse of like diligence and yeah, thanks, Adub. Nah, you're right. You're good. You can keep them all coming as well. I'll be able to tackle them all. But if you're looking at like a private investment in a business that's like the funeral home services space, like the sound thing for you to do is master everything there is to know about the publicly traded ones, right? Figure out all their locations because they've probably done all the billion-dollar work to figure out where the attractive markets are. So figure out all their locations, figure out where they don't have locations because you don't want to compete with folks like this. Here's their map, boom. And that business we were looking at was in Louisiana. Where's Louisiana? Right here. So they have 33 and 11, so 44 just sites in Louisiana. They have barely any in Mississippi. There could be something up there in Mississippi or Arkansas. All right. And here, and this, you want to study the market? Just read this. Although there are several public companies that own funeral service locations and cemeteries, the majority of, that's such a wild name, death care businesses in North America are locally owned independent operations. All right. And that their market share is 17%. Mm-hmm. Their strategies for growth. This is how they're growing their revenue. So if you wanted to understand how you go buy a business and grow it, see what the public folks are doing. Their main thing is remaining relevant to their customer. This is unlocking the network effects, like I told you about, right? They're trying to make sure that they're top of mind for that. Pre-need sales. This is buying sites or buying your lot and locking in your price before you actually pass away. A lot of folks are trying to do that. And that's essentially like you're just sitting on a bunch of cash that you get 60 years in advance. It's a genius play. And then they get to leverage their scale. They're building a sales organization. Imagine literally somebody being like a head of sales at a death care business. Hi, my name's Kenny at the local cemetery. I just wanted to call and see how much time you got left, or if you're looking at pre-buying your burial site. Let me stop joking. That's bad. That's mean. But like that's like their job. They're like, hello, I just wanted to check and see if you have been thinking about the afterlife, right? You know, they probably handle it with so much more empathy and care. They're probably like, hi, it's XYZ, we're from this. I just want to let you know that, you know, if you or your family have ever been considering that, there is a special that we're having this year where you can pre-book your thing for a good price. Or like, oh, we're seeing the prices of things go up, and we just want to make sure that your family is protected in this situation of rising site costs, things like that. That's a good sale. That's how you get them. Like if I were to sell graveyard sites, I would be like, hi, we just want to let you know that we're seeing in the market that burial sites are increasing a lot, and I just want to make sure you and your family are protected. You know? So you can pre-book your site now so that in the event of anything for anybody in your family, you can all be buried together at an affordable price. Right? This is their main play though, M&A, buying a lot of these family-owned things. So just know if y'all are trying to buy a private business, like the one that I posted in the Discord, if y'all ain't in the Discord, get that dang Discord. But like for the private business, you're gonna be bidding against two different types of buyers. One or three. One is like a holdco shredler like me. Two is going to be these large strategics that are publicly traded with crazy cash. And then three is going to be like the private strategics, like the smaller ones that just want to build their private portfolio. So be careful of that. CEOs. This guy's been at the business for a long time. Both of these have. Wait, these might be amazing CEOs, y'all. This might be worth. Well, hold on, Garrett. This might be worth looking into. The team's been there for a long time. They've done relatively well. Let's check the financials though. Show me the nut. Wait, what's this chart? What is that? Oh, it's total shareholder return. Yeah, it hasn't really done well since against the rest of the markets. Some businesses are just better as private companies instead of public companies, right? Because as you can imagine, like this stock probably gets punished because it's a public company and they got to chase quarterly earnings. It's hard to chase quarterly earnings when you can't predict the death business. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't predict the death business. And I bet you this stock has been re-rated since COVID. I bet you there was a crazy bump during COVID. SCI stock. Right? Let's do max. Where's the COVID bump? Yeah. There was a crazy run up in COVID. But then it had a little moderate re-rating, but then it jumped, bounced back up. Okay. You know what's actually really compelling though? Is looking at businesses like this internationally. Private equity's already been through the death care business, I think. I don't think they've done it in Japan or South Korea or, India. So like you got to expand the horizon of like how you're thinking, and like if you are international, you can find good businesses like this just in different regions. You know what I mean? So, okay, where's the table of the numbers? Show me the numbers. Pre-need contracts, insurance funded pre-need contracts. Oh, these details are good. They have a lot of data. It's really good data. Bunch of deferred revenue though. Funeral, gross profit. Yeah. Anyway, if anybody wants to buy one of these. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's like it's not really growing. It's like a flat business though. That's the only issue. Like it would have been cool though if it's boring and it was growing though. For some reason, it's not growing. What? Are you serious in Florida, Garrett? You guys get end of life funeral homes pamphlets in the mail? Oh, they out there hustling. That's crazy work. That's wild. That's actually wild. Anyway, okay. So this one is a flat grower. The cost profile has moderately increased. Cost of service, like the team and stuff. Overhead, where they operate. The sites, that's increased a little bit. Gross profit has been relatively flat. It's just like financially a very sleepy business. Net income's decreasing. There's a reason why the stock hasn't moved in the last 5 years though, because it's sleepier than their underlying industry. They're sitting on $218 million of cash though. Pre-need receivables. $6.7 billion of pre-need receivables. This like a balance sheet demon would have fun with this. Like, cause this is all of the revenue that they it's all kind of like the subscription revenue that they've locked in from their customers. So theoretically, you're kind of like locking in your top line over time. You just gotta sell more of these pre-need sales, right? because you pay once, you're locked in for 80 years. You just got to keep paying it. That's why this amount is so freaking huge. All right. Then they own some land and property, the equipment, goodwill, boom, boom. I don't know. It's just I'm surprised they're not growing as much. They might. I don't know. It could be a different setup, but it still could be a compelling business though. It's just not like, I just don't why it just doesn't have like the tailwinds in the medium term that like kick this off, you know? SCI. But it also could be one of those businesses though, where it's like, it could be one of those businesses, chat, where it's just like a quality operations, quality management team, slow grower. It's just no growth. That's the only issue. It's just not growing. That's what I just don't like about it. While it's good, I'd rather own a private one where I can unlock more growth characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Darkest Sunray, yo Kenny, everything is bleeding out. I don't want to say I'm scared, but I'm a little scared. Let me tell you something. Lock in. All right? Lock in. We don't lose our grits when the market gets a little tough. We get excited. A little normalization, a little reset. This is the time to lock in. I hope that software crashes this week and next. You want to know why? Because in a month, folks are going to realize that some software businesses just have crazy ingrained moats, and I'm going dumpster diving. All right? You know? I'm just waiting on like my good names to become at even more attractive prices because of market emotions. And I'm buying more. I'm buying more. Hey, Darkest Sunway, scared money don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? Scared money don't make no money around here. Scared money don't make no money. What are you most scared about though, Darkest Sunray? Scooping up the blood off the streets? That's right. That's right. It's gonna be dumpster diving, man. The key is to figure out what are the ones. Yeah, Google's down too. I got Google too. But I think about Google in a 10-year horizon though. That's my thing with Google. I'm not really like checking how it's doing every single day. But I'm more focused on like on the 10-year horizon. Like, I'm not selling Google probably ever, you know? It's about the very, very, very long-term horizon. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to train y'all to think like crazy long-term. You know? However long you think you need to hold an investment, 10x it. 10x it. 10x it. SCI, they're one of the largest cemetery and funeral home service businesses. And we found like some private cemetery businesses for the private equity folks that like buying businesses. And we put that in the Discord for people. But this is, yeah, it is kind of depressing. Oh, the 10 expert. Oh, Gary, that's a good one. Dude, that's a freaking good one, dude. The 10 expert. You know? All right, but someone told me about ANET. Josh, was that you? Josh told me about ANET? Let's look at ANET. Unless there's any more questions, Garrett, on SCI. I think it's cool, but it's just like, it's a very long-term bet. And it's like, you're going to get kind of like S&P-like returns on something like this. Because they're not doing something that's like, has some type of innovative push or twist that allows for them to like unlock strong growth characteristics. Because like the organic growth side is just like non-existent. You really have to grow through acquisitions, and multiples are like crazy high right now for a lot of these assets. As you can see, one of those are trading for like 13 times. You know what I'm saying? So the narrative on this stock is their ability to sell more pre-need lots that locks in their receivables. It's kind of just like recurring revenue for 60 years. So they need to increase to do that. And I don't know how they're going to do that. It isn't like a really sales oriented business. And then the next thing is to be able to like acquire and tuck in at like lower multiples. But it's tough. It's tough. They got a lot to execute on. It's boring, but it's a lot of execution risk as a business. You feel me? That's a good idea. Let's keep these boring businesses going. Deathly boring. Wait, that's actually, wait, did you, when you first pitched it, did you say deathly boring? I think you did, didn't you? Let me see. You did. You said SCI, this company is deathly boring. You knew I was going to arrive at that conclusion. All right, Shred Lords. Who else got some stocks? Put some favorite stocks in the chat, man. I'm out here learning about these. But guys, do you know like how good that was? Us going through SCI now helps you become a more informed private investor if you were to buy one of those like that's like from sale from an owner. Now you understand the key drivers of the industry. You might find a business that isn't even doing any pre-need sales. You know how much of a value unlock that is to find a boring funeral service business locally that is not doing any pre-need sales? Bro. Lock in, Shred Lords. Lock the heck in. You know? All right. Yeah, you know how we rocking and rolling. You know how we rocking and rolling. Is that a penny stock? SCI? No. We're supposed to be doing a penny stock. When are we doing our penny stocks? Tomorrow? Are we doing our penny stocks tomorrow? Oh, I think we're doing the penny stocks tomorrow, guys. Yeah, I think we're doing the penny stocks tomorrow. And if anybody, it's like the funny social experiment. It's not an actual play. We're not serious about any of this. We're trying to see if there's any good value penny stocks that we can buy. All right? It's going to be a funny one. It's like, you know, we're going to see if chat can come up with some exciting penny stock ideas. The moral of the story is to showcase how crappy penny stocks are, and they're penny stocks for a reason, but then also to showcase that there's sometimes diamonds in the rough and a needle in a haystack. We just got to go to the haystack to figure it out. And if you want a cheat code, go to Gemini, and I want you to tell your Gemini, I don't want to give it away, but you can tell your Gemini, train as if you are a micro small cap hedge fund investor with long short equity training, trained by Tiger Cub and Tiger Global and Julian Robertson, like the greatest hedge fund investors in the world. And I want you to find businesses where the stock price is under $1, aka a penny stock. And I want you to filter only for the ones that have growing revenue, 30% plus EBITDA margins, real tailwinds, something like that. There literally has to exist at least one. It has to exist at least one. All right? And can you put that in the description or something? Bro, it defeats the purpose if we put it out there. Everybody comes up with the same AI. I got the same Gemini as you, bro. So add a flair like that, or your own flair to it. Well, you just said a lot. I did. Here. Hold on. All right, let me write it out. Let me write it for you. You go to Gemini or ChatGPT, and you're like, sounded like some finance jargon. Yeah, I did. All right, here we go. Act as if you're a professional long short hedge fund investor trained by top fund managers like Julian Robertson, who's like Tiger, like the OG Tiger Capital Management, other Tiger Cubs, Alan Meckham, Warren Buffett. Help me find stocks under $1 per share that are growing revenue 10% plus, strong 30% plus EBITDA margins, and quality leadership teams, but are simply mispriced. Little things like that, right? I'm not gonna give away too much on my prompt, but if you guys use that, you should be able to come up with some pretty nice stuff. Okay, Josh, I'm sorry. We keep going back and forth. Let me lock back in. Let me lock back in. Let me turn on that Cafecito music and lock back in on ANET.
When you're owned by dairy farm,
And we got to add, because your boy is not spending money on Spotify Premium. All right. We're going to do this offline model. All right. Arista Networks, ANET. ANET is an American computer networking company. They sell multi-layer network switches to deliver software-defined networking for large data center. I like that. Data center end market, cloud computing, high-performance computing, and high-frequency trading environments. Okay. 73 billion of revenue. They have a bunch of subsidiaries, so they do a bunch of acquisitions. And year to date, last year it's been up to 11. Last 5 years, 5-bagger. Let us dive into what the business does. Let's dive into where they're serving and how attractive we think this business is. Okay. Oh, they're coming out with earnings. So, Josh, you might want to listen in on this. And if you want to learn how to listen, it's you just sign up here, or you can go on Google Finance and it'll sign up for you. But I want to see. All right, we need the presentations. Yep, we need that. Open that bad boy up. Data-driven solutions. We'll look at that. What is this? Zoom in for Garrett because he's blind as a bat. All right. A leading provider of cloud and AI networking solutions today announced significant advancements for cognitive campus scale, including the introduction of Arista Virtual Ethernet segment. All right, data-driven solutions. Network transformation trends. Digital transformation, streaming media surge, distributed campus, Internet of Things, AI apps cloudification. Okay. This deck is terrible from an aesthetic perspective. I don't know about the business yet, but the deck's ugly. EOS, robust software. My only thing is this one of those software companies that like, I don't know if it's one of those software companies that AI agent can do. You know? Like, I don't want to spook us out, but like there could be like AI agents can do a lot of stuff. But I think this one might sell like some like sticky solutions that are embedded into these. That's hard for an agent to do. Because if it's just the software managing uptime across some of these things, AI agents can do that. You know? So but you got to be like careful on that. Broad ecosystem of industry leaders. AVA, autonomous virtual assistant. I don't think they have the intellectual resources to like compete with someone if they're trying to do something like this. Design, operation, support, full stack lifecycle. They have agents. They have their services. This is PHX for tomorrow. Bet. Add that to the list. PFX. Oh, I don't know if it's like an official watch list one, right? It's just kind of like a penny stock joke. Here we go. We got to get Gemini in the mix. Here we go. Hold on. Research. Go back to my old threads. And now help me put together a memo for ANET. Help me understand what this business does and the investment thesis, competitive dynamics. That's my outro song, bro. Help me understand what the business does, competitive dynamics, and role within the AI data center build out thesis. I'm a bit concerned about the moat given the rise of other more capable, advanced cache advanced AI agentic platforms disrupting software companies. Go deep here. Putting together a memo. Josh, I'm just showing you my analyst. This is my analyst here. Let me show you my analyst. What's my analyst? Oh, wait, did it not do it? Oh, ANET. Arista Networks. Sorry, my analyst is getting a little nervous. Come on now. Don't embarrass us. We have a crowd here. Let's see. All right, here we go. High-speed networking for large AI and data center environments, often described as the synapses that connects massive AI processors and servers. The investment thesis is tied directly to the explosive growth of AI and cloud workloads. Okay. But your concern around the durability of its competitive moat is a critical point that requires a deep dive into the company's specific role. The role is not that of a consumer-facing software company. All right. Instead, it provides the essential mission-critical physical and software infrastructure that enables AI agents to function at scale. So their competitive advantage is the highly technical and deeply integrated. Yeah, that's what I thought. They're pretty sticky and integrated into the business. They design and sell. Oops. Okay, they design and sell. What do they do? Design and sell multi-gigabit Ethernet switches. And a unified software-defined network operating system, EOS. And that this is the backbone building essential lossless Ethernet fabrics. Okay. So they sell the Ethernet cords, like big Ethernet cords without packet loss. This is actually interesting. Density hardware, software-defined control. It's software EOS. The key is you got to see like what's the difference between the hardware sales and then the software sales. You're concerned about the amount is valid in a fast-moving tech environment, but a recent specific competitor, high switching costs. Once a massive data center builds its infrastructure around Arista's EOS, switching to a competitor involves significant operational risk, time, and cost. Okay. Vendor lock-in. The more a customer invests in the ecosystem, the more value they derive from the consistency and unified management across all domains. And then they're sitting with no long-term debt and $10 billion in cash. Hold on, Josh might have found us an absolute sleeper. Now, it's not a software company that can be... The company is actually building its own agentic unit, such as AVM, which allows network operators to use natural language to query and troubleshoot the networks. It's leadership. But why the stock so flat? What's the long short investor narrative here then? Unless it's literally earnings performance. A convergence of short-term concerns around investors. Okay, hold on. Give me the investor narrative based on earnings reports, transcripts, and the same from competitors and suppliers to truly build patterns and understand conceptually what's concerning investors. Right? Y'all gotta tell y'all AI to get the heck in shape, because if it has literally all of this, was Munger secretly working in this business? Okay, but like, y'all gotta get y'all AI in shape to understand that, like, if it has access to all this data in the world, it's got to use it. You know, like if I want Google Finance to use every available earnings report transcript from them, a competitor, a supplier, a customer, so it can showcase exactly what's happening. You know what I'm saying? All right. Earnings beats stems from a market that is weighing the immense opportunity against immediate execution risk and a premium valuation. All right. Investment thesis is bifurcated on a long case and a tangible short case. The long narrative, supported by record revenues and a fortress balance sheet, sees Arista as an essential infrastructure provider for the AI revolution. AI tailwinds. The demand for their high-speed networking equipment is incredibly strong as hyperscalers and enterprise build out massive AI data centers that require lossless data transmission. Facts. And then there's momentum, strong moat in EOS software. The company's extensible operating system creates high switching costs and deeply embeds Arista into customer operations, making it a durable against competitors like Cisco or NVIDIA. Oh, they compete with NVIDIA? Uh-oh. I didn't know that. Financial fortress, $10 billion. Now, customer concentration risk. I said, oh, all right, here we go. A significant portion of revenue comes from a few large customers. Microsoft, which they chalked earnings, by the way. So that's probably a reason why. And then Meta, okay, were greater than 10% customer concentration. A drop in sales contribution from them, aka their CapEx spend, increases them. The trades at a premium valuation, which is sensitive to any perceived growth. This makes investors cautious and triggers pullback. I don't know if I believe that. Like, these other companies are trading at ridiculously wild valuations. Supply chain and margin. They face supply challenges and component shortages that have tempered near-term growth, even as demand delivers. While Arista is taking share from Cisco, NVIDIA is rapidly gaining market share in data center switching, adding another layer of competition. Yeah, okay. That's what it is. I think we found out why. That's because bruh, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got the free ChatGPT, and my thing is brain dead. Guys, my ChatGPT is so brain dead. My Gemini is good. My Gemini is good. But what I will say though, both of these are kind of like underperform in sync. But like, look at ANET versus NVIDIA. It's just a very competitive market, and going against NVIDIA on anything, I think it's a bad idea. You know, I don't. Give me a deep dive on the competitive positioning, product priority versus NVIDIA. Are they truly direct competitors? NVIDIA does GPUs. Oh God, so now my thing's starting to lose its hair. All right. Are now in direct competition in a high-speed data center networking market. Dominate the Ethernet switch market for data centers, championing opening standards-based solutions. NVIDIA, through its acquisitions of Mellanox, that's how, has entered the space with a high-performance integrated approach via its Spectrum X platform, which is bundled within its AI accelerators. Yeah, okay, so I didn't know that. So they're able to compete directly because NVIDIA acquired Mellanox, which does the exact same thing as Arista Networks, but uses a different approach, which is the Spectrum X platform. So, integrated networking virtually. I think it's gonna be really tough for anybody to compete with something like this, right? NVIDIA has the scale, they have the customers. Open standard flexible Ethernet, virtually integrated spectrum-based Xfinity band, competitive moat, their EOS software, which, as we know, software isn't a moat anymore, and then their customer relationships, and then they have performance optimization, and full stack bundle with GPUs. That's smart, because folks want to get their hands on GPUs. But if they want to get their hands on GPUs, they're also going to get their hands on these Ethernet switches. And then they're a leader with 21% market share, but NVIDIA is literally 21.1%. Oh, it's getting tight. It's getting tight, chat. It's getting tight. Oh, they went head to head. Josh, this is such a good one to look into. We really in the mix with this. Bundle performance, that usually wins, and then avoids vendor locked-in, cost-effective scaling. All right. I don't know. Who do y'all think wins? Who do y'all think wins in this? Who do y'all think wins in this? It's tricky. It's tricky, right? I don't know who wins in a situation like this. Honestly, I got no clue. I don't know who wins in a situation like this. It could be. Yeah, NVIDIA has the capital. NVIDIA has the relationships. NVIDIA has the accelerators, so the innovation. And NVIDIA just has a record of dominating. And if I'm betting on any CEO, Chad, I'm betting on Jensen. I'm putting my money on J-Dog. I'm putting money on Jensen. I only know the CEO of Arista. He's probably crushing it, though. You know what I'm saying, chat? You know what I'm saying? The bundle with the GPUs is crazy work. The bundle with the GPUs is crazy work, yo. Yeah. But hopefully this answers your thoughts on like what's been happening with the stock. It's just literally investor trade-off, opportunity cost, you know? Yeah. It's literally just opportunity cost. Like you can have this, or you can have this. I think it also kind of had like flat growth-ish, but it's just like the premium there is simply just scale and dominance and market leadership. Every single hyperscaler is going to want to work with NVIDIA. And now they got to do it through a bundled product. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky work. All right, so that's Arista Networks. That's the Arista Networks. And let me give y'all the quick long short of it, of Amazon. Oh wait, let's go to our analyst. Hold on. We got an earnings recap. Dun. Okay, here's our prompt. Okay. Let's go to Amazon. We're going to go to Amazon. And then for this, go for research. Head of tech. You know everything about there is to know about the niche business models, about the hyperscalers, competitive moats, industry tailwinds of the sector, and more importantly, you have an eye for pattern recognition of website. Okay. All right. Produce an earnings recap for me. What happened in Amazon? I got the best analyst in the game. All right. Now, I want a earnings recap on Amazon stock. All right. Of course, Josh. Of course. This is home of all smart money moves. KGSPY. They produce the raised floors equipment where they run wires utilities used in high HPC data centers. That's actually a good one. Oh, chat, make sure you keep an eye on the clock for me. I told you I have this. The guy didn't respond to me. I asked him if he wanted to do it on stream, but I have this founder call with this South Korean guy. Okay, so they delivered mixed 2026, fourth quarter 2026 print. A revenue beat driven by re-accelerating Amazon Web Service growth, overshadowed by a massive CapEx spend, which spooked the market. Instead, shares lower post earnings. The core takeaway is Amazon's aggressive bet on dominating the AI infrastructure layer, committing to an eye-watering $200 billion in cap. Woo! Dang. Google said 100 and something. Amazon said bet 200. 200. All right. Net sales beat consensus. Massive capex guidance. How you gonna do all that capex guidance with and not even be your earnings per share? The monetization capacity pattern. The most critical commentary from CEO Jeff Bezos isn't the CEO anymore. We're monetizing capacity as fast as we can install it. The bottleneck advantage is that they hold the pricing power. Operating margin for AWS expanded 35%. Makes sense. Just like how Google just has like such a dominance on the cloud products. And how Silicon Moat, their custom chips, Graviton and Trainium, are a significant differentiator now on a $10 billion annual revenue run rate and growing at triple-digit percentages. Okay. Amazon is a bit overhyped. The reviews are all bots. That's crazy. I never knew that. All the reviews are bots. Hey, Chris. How you doing, legend? Hope you're having an amazing day, Shredlord. That's crazy. All right. Amazon's earnings. What do they talk about? So, Amazon growing faster than it has in years. Microsoft Azure, I don't even know what Azure is. And Google Cloud are seeing even faster relative growth. This validates industry-wide structural demand. All right. Massive $200 billion CapEx. What's around the corner? Free cash flow hit and investor skittishness. Investors worry about the disconnect between massive spending now and returns later. We talked about that yesterday, guys. You can do all this CapEx and spending, but what's going to happen if you like if you're not, hold on, let me 5 minutes delay. Hey, Peter, joining in 5 minutes. All right. Boom. Okay. But what's going to happen if we don't see any ROI on this CapEx spend? Like, that's the issue, guys. It's just like a lot of these people are spending so much CapEx, but we're not in the business of just burning money. Like, this stuff has to tangibly translate into returns on invested capital, right? Where are we going to see the inflection point? You know, granted, it's a long-term thesis, but investors don't think long-term. The street doesn't think long-term. It's short-term, quarterly oriented, right? So the market needs to price in the scenarios where the massive CapEx build actually works. Revenue doubling by could result in incremental $220 billion of free cash flow for that year, a massive upgrade, but not yet fully priced in. The power grid wall. Commentary across industry supports that the physical limits of power and cooling infrastructure are becoming bottlenecks. Oh, wait, hold on. Industry suggests the physical limits of power and cooling infrastructure. Oh, hold on, chat. Hey, y'all know what we talking about. You remember what we said? Hey, we just out here being value-oriented investors. We was looking at Vertiv. We voted on Modine Manufacturing. We actually acquired some shares in Modine Manufacturing from last week's pitch. And by the way, remember, guys, we pitch every single Sunday. And if you want to pitch something officially for the portfolio, for Chat Capital, everyone is allowed to pitch. Anybody can pitch, okay? But here's the pitch form. Last week, Modine Manufacturing won, and we got some exposure into it. But from the Amazon print, it seems as if they're realizing that there's going to be huge power and cooling needs that are real bottlenecks. So these should be like real, demand tailwinds for these kind of businesses. I think we should have bought Vertiv over Modine Manufacturing, but nobody pitched Vertiv. And majority votes. So all of us vote, just like how we did on this up here on the funeral home service biz. If folks want it, you got to vote for it. All right. We're treating this literally like institutional. Why not get both? And just like opportunity cost of capital. We might as well just own something else, Valuation re-rating. They have a crazy PE valuation. And the Amazon monetization is okay. In conclusion, was a glimpse into a bold, high-stakes bet on the AI era. They are leaning into their strength with Amazon Web Services, sacrificing near-term free cash flow for long-term dominance. We view the post-earnings dip as a potential entry point for a patient, long-term investor who believes this AI build-out is a secular, multi-decade growth story. So my AI analyst is saying buy the dip. They're saying buy the dip. They're spending a lot on capex. The question is, can they convert it literally into sales? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know if there's I don't know if there's like a data center cooling index fund. That'd be cool if there was, though. That'd be cool if there was. But Vertiv and Modine, they're the big players in town when it comes to that. So, and that's a thesis that not a lot of folks spend a lot of time on. So it could be everybody's hyper focused on memory. I thought that's like the immediate near term shortage, but you know, it's tricky. AWS is mad expensive. AWS is mad expensive. You know what I'm saying? But that's Amazon. Y'all buyers and sellers, Amazon. What y'all think, chat? What y'all think, huh? What y'all think, chat? This was fun, but I gotta hop on this management meeting. Looking at a business in South Korea that does tech-enabled surveying and all that. So, do you have a website, Kenny, and servers? We got a Discord. Join that Discord. Join that Discord, guys. This is the perk of having international sourcing efforts, is you have evening calls. So I was gonna stream for like 7 hours, but then I realized I had this meeting. So I may hop back on and do some gaming or something, but we gotta crank. We gotta crank, guys. We gotta crank. I stay away from Robinhood, man. It's just a bunch of degens out there trying to bet on crypto. Robinhood is Robinhood now is heavily sensitive to crypto trading volumes. So that's where it just gets a little tricky for me from like an underwriting perspective, you know? But all right, chat, I gotta go be a grown up now and lock in, talk with this founder, see if there's a deal to be had or if he can be a vendor for this portco. We're in the business of unlocking incredible value creation and EBITDA margin improvements, and we do that day in, day out by finding cash flowing businesses, by finding stocks to invest in, by learning about what's happening in the world, and literally making the smartest of money moves in public. So I'm gonna put the Discord in the chat for everybody. If you aren't in, make sure you get your butts in there, because there's literally people just like us, obsessed with businesses, obsessed with investing, focused on growth. And Darkest Sunway called the crash. He literally called the crash. If you guys want that for your own home service business, it's in the business buying channel on the Discord. But I'm gonna be right back here tomorrow. It's gonna be a long stream tomorrow night, guys. So it's gonna be fun. We have our penny stock competition. We're probably gonna go live at like 6:30ish PT, 9:30 Eastern. So we have a penny stock competition. We gotta dive into this AI bot thing, the claw bot, and then we're gonna have some fun. All right, Shredlords. But as always, keep taking care of yourselves. Take care of your people. The number one investment you can make is into your health, your relationships, and your mindset. And if you have a mindset of abundance and consistency and banking on the long term, whether it's your investments or your business you're building or the startup you have, you can literally unlock incredible compounding returns in all things in life. All right. We compound in more things than just our stocks, guys. All right. So lock in, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you Shred Lords later. All right. Got it.